कंपेयर कंट्रास्ट डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्लेट बाउंड्रीज, 15 मार्क का ये क्वेश्चन ऐसा है, ऑल ऑफ यू नो दिस, जान निकलेगी 15 मार्क में लिखना है 1.5 पेज. सो इफ आई वॉज राइटिंग आई वुड नॉट राइट दिस फर्स्ट, मैं इसको बाद में लिखता. इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है, द एग्जामिनर नोज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू शुड राइट डाउन. एनीथिंग लेस देन दैट आंसर कंप्लीट नहीं है, क्या मार्क्स दूं इसको? I hope you got the point here. इसमें everybody knows what the answer should be. Your challenge will be how to differentiate that. And the bigger challenge is सब लिखना है, लेकिन लिखना होगा आपको 7 मिनट के अंदर या 8 मिनट के अंदर लिखना है. तो ये दिखने में बड़ा innocent easy question है, because of the word pressure और सब कुछ पूछ दिया है. It's a difficult answer to write down. When I saw this question exam hall में, I recalled my, one of my attempts. So when I was giving examination, वो mid-90s के बात हो रहा है, when India had gone into this economic reforms. It was a big thing for the whole world. जो अभी पाकिस्तान problems face कर रहा है और श्रीलंका, इंडिया का वही प्रॉब्लम था. 1-2 वीक का इंपोर्ट का ही पैसा बचा हुआ था हमारे पास. Okay, and we turned around dramatically. Okay, that's why we can never thank that finance team, okay, led by Manmohan Singh in the reforms and the leadership of P.V. Narasimha Rao. Okay, we don't count him generally, but he was one of the person who said कि करो जो आप कर सकते हो. तो बहुत न्यूज में था. And all of us knew कि वो क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला है. We all prepared that. Okay. Most of us were walking, talking encyclopedias on economic reforms of India. Okay, NEP, New Economic Policy of India. A question bhi aaya. Write a note on new economic policy. 2 marks, 20 words. It was murder. बताओ क्या लिखोगे? New economic policy 20 वर्ड में लिख के दिखाओ. Okay, so ये वो वाला क्वेश्चन है. सबको पता है, लिखोगे क्या? Is the challenge here. I think I wrote recently. Why? Because new economic policy के ना 4-5 key words हैं. Okay, privatization, liberalization, yes, deregulation. तो अगर 20 वर्ड का आंसर है, you can't afford any unnecessary words. एकदम to the point लिखना पड़ेगा. उसी साल पूछा था, 1 साल के बाद पूछा था. Again 20 words में, in those time GS had 20 word answers also, 2 marks वाले. उसे पूछा था midday meal scheme. The most appropriate sentence, midday meal scheme was for reducing school dropouts, okay, and increasing enrollment ratio. That's all. तो अगर कीवर्ड नहीं पता है, घूमते रहना, nutrition, hunger, okay, and all of those words. So हर प्रोग्राम का की philosophy है. Okay, anyways, let's get back to our discussion here. Okay, so compare, contrast different types of plate boundaries. Okay, so when I say compare, contrast, पहले ये बताओ कि क्या compare, contrast करोगे? What will you compare, contrast? Radha? Okay, and whatever. I'll go by what name is favorite to me. Okay. Smita. ठीक है. Compare, contrast. तो themes होना चाहिए ना आपके पास. पहले जुल्फें compare, contrast कर दो. फिर आंखों को compare, contrast करो. नीली हैं कि भूरे वाली हैं, हरी वाली हैं. Okay. ठीक है. So you must have themes. What to compare, contrast. So you tell me, when I talk about the plate boundaries, what am I comparing, contrasting? Volcano, earthquakes, heading क्या दोगे? What are you comparing? This is your trick. Broad heads will be, okay, processes involved, features associated. Can't you compare? Okay, relative hazard vulnerability. Can you compare location and places? समझ में आ रहा है यहां पर? तो मुझे ये हेड्स आ गया, आंसर इज डन. So what are the processes involved? So it's like convergent boundaries, divergent boundaries, transform boundaries. Process involved. Okay. Converging and descending convection currents. Okay. This is rising and diverging convection currents. Transform boundaries. Okay. Convection currents not aligned on the same plane. Make sense? एक ही प्लेन में होगा तो they can collide, they can go apart. But imagine ये ऐसे है, ये ऐसे घूम रहा है और ये यहां घूम रहा है. So I can have slippage. Okay. Process involved. Plates collide. Process involves plates move apart and plates slip past one another. What are the features associated? Okay. तो collision में OO, OC, CC सब में दो बता सकते हो ना? और simple collision boundaries with oceans and only continents बता सकते हैं आप लोग? Trenches, accretionary prism, Andean type, Aleutian mountains, Himalayan type, batholith core, okay, and so on. Divergent boundaries, domal upliftment, okay, there will be stretching, thinning, nascent ocean, हो गया आपका ये वाला? And these will have faults. They'll have transform faults. That's about it. No volcanism, no mountain building. Okay. Under hazards, earthquakes होगा और क्या है? Volcanism. What type of volcanism here? Andesitic volcanism, granitic lava also. Okay. You can have deep focus, shallow focus. CC will have only shallow focus. Divergent boundaries, deep bhi hai, shallow bhi hai, and transform ones only shallow focus. Earthquakes we have shallow focus and no volcanism. ठीक है? Place location. Give examples here. Give examples here. अगर आपके मन में ये स्ट्रक्चर आ गया ना, you'll have no problem how to move the answer now. Otherwise, you're all over the place. That's why, एक चीज याद रखो, any question that demands comparison contrast, okay, you must always follow a thematic approach. See, what do I mean by the word compare? कि इसमें है, इसमें नहीं है, इसमें नहीं है, इसमें है. I'm comparing. Okay, comparing. इसमें भी है, इसमें भी है. Got it? या इसमें भी नहीं है, इसमें भी नहीं है. These are the unique things here, and these are the unique things here. I'm comparing. When I add the word contrast, is basically this itself qualifying. Contrast में I'll write down. इसमें क्या है, इसमें क्या नहीं है, या फिर इसमें क्या नहीं, इसमें क्या है. So essentially, okay, these two are contrasts. So can you contrast anything? अगर साथ साथ नहीं लिखोगे तो. So compare contrast. Okay, a tree and an animal. I can't write a short note. Tree is this, this. Khatam. Animal is this. This has become two short notes now, na? Compare contrast is number one, comparing. Okay. What type of tissues are in trees and animals? Comparing the different types of nutrition, trees and animals. Comparing how humans use trees and animals. I hope you got the point here. So whenever you compare contrast, it must always be thematic. Go back to the same Radha and Smita wala. You can't write heading Radha or लिख दिया पूरा essay on Radha. Okay, and then you took up another name और essay लिखा. ये compare contrast थोड़ी हुआ. Compare contrast is, let's compare from where they have come, their homes. Let's compare their education. So wordings ऐसे ही होंगे. While Radha has done this education, okay, Smita has done this. Unlike Radha, who has XYZ hobbies, Smita has different interests. However, both of them come from maybe same type of, okay, cultural backgrounds. So the problem in compare contrast is identifying the relevant themes जिसमें आप compare करोगे. All fine here? Okay. So go back to your question now. Question was compare contrast different types of plate boundaries. So type of plate boundaries पूछा है. You are broken under 4-5 heads. So now, first tell me, go back to structure now. Introduction, कैसे शुरू करेंगे आप? Hit the point straight away. Plate tectonics is a comprehensive theory that explains most of the features and processes of the Earth's surface. However, plate tectonics involves different types of plate interactions, and each of these are associated with different processes, landforms, and the associated hazards and disasters. That's all. Kadam. Almost whatever we know about the Earth's surface, its landforms, its composition, okay, the distribution, can all be explained by plate tectonics. And it is understanding of different types of boundaries that tells us more about what processes, what landforms associated, and the risks or hazards, okay, linked to those boundaries. That's all. ठीक है? You can make a schematic. Schematic is always, say, देखो, answer writing में ना 3 काम I find very interesting. One is decoding the question. Second is, how will I make my answer impressive? कि मैं क्या लिखूंगा जो बाकी लोग मिस कर जाएंगे. The third is the schematic. That's where my mind really works over time there. Straight answer is सब लिखेंगे, मैं भी लिख दूंगा, okay, fine. So schematics is a brilliant way of engaging yourself. ये जो आप कहते हैं ना बहुत बार, sir motivation नहीं हो रहा है, I'm getting tired, okay, sir I'm confused. The best way of getting focus back is take up questions. Most of the time when we get tired is because the exercise is very monotonous. आप किताब पढ़ने बैठो, okay, reading करो किताब, you'll fall asleep in half a page. So to keep your mind active, ये है important areas of, okay, engagement. So sit down and engage with कि क्या diagram बनाएंगे, with impressive, a snapshot of my entire answer. So look at this, a very simple one. Okay, I could have a tabular version. Divergent, OO, OC, CC, okay, transform. Divergent, convergent, transform. Divergent का 4-5 keywords. Okay, process, 2-3 examples of landforms. Say African Rift Valley, so obvious points हैं. A nascent ocean. Okay, something that tells you know the word. Archipelago, deep trenches. Okay, OC Andes Mountains, like Cordillera Mountains. Okay, granitic batholiths, जो unique हैं. CC type, Himalayan type of mountains. Continents in the mountains in the landward locations. So add 2, 3, 4 words here. And I can converge all of this into explains almost all the first and the second order landforms of the Earth. This diagram has all the salient aspects of plate tectonics theory. Okay. I could do this too. क्या करें, समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Yes, divergent boundary. Okay, I could write something here. Divergent boundary, 2-3 points here. This is okay, OC boundary. Okay, so this is OC boundary, something here. This is OO boundary or CC, whatever you want. And this is the transform boundary. And write some points here. First column I had divergent, ye pura convergent, transform. Okay, so you have got your, then you come towards the body. Body of the answer. Okay, so the boundaries of plate tectonics theory can be compared and contrasted on the following themes. Number 1, processes associated. ठीक है? लिखो यहाँ पर convergent boundaries are associated with converging and descending convection cells, while divergent boundaries are associated with rising and diverging convection cells. Okay. Convergent boundaries that have ocean types have a subduction component also, unlike the divergent boundaries or CC type that do not have any such type of subduction. जो लिखना लिखे आप processes में. Okay. Features and landforms associated. वही रखा आपने heads. 4-5 heads में your body is done. Conclusion. क्या लिखेंगे बताओ अब? Conclusions में again therefore लिख के लिखो अब इसको, or say that understanding plate tectonics helps us understand almost all aspects of the Earth's creation. Very specifically, the formation of Pangea, how the Pangea broke up, and how the oceans have been formed. All the features and processes are invariably part of plate boundary interactions. But the diversity of landforms also include processes related to denudation. So अगर landform समझना है, it's not only about tectonics anymore, right? You also must know the processes of erosion and deposition, and the third order landforms, which add to the diversity of Earth's crust. Fine here? Or applied वाला जा सकते हैं यहाँ पर. Understanding plate dynamism, plate interactions are an important step towards anticipating geomorphological hazards and risks. Mapping of earthquakes, landslides, mapping tsunami proneness, mapping volcanic eruptions like those in recent times. Give to the examples. Can all be done by plate tectonics understanding. Therefore, in India, to understand disaster management, the boundary features of Indian regions must be appreciated. Himalayas SCC boundary, vulnerabilities of the coast because of proximity to OO boundary. The interiors of the plateau are relatively stable because they are not plate boundaries. Got the idea, all of you? So there are conclusions, there are many. एक तो आपका हो सकता है summary. Then I said, to summary add, if you can add something on denudation is also important. Third, I said, if you can relate the plate boundary features with Indian geomorphological hazards and risks. Earthquake mapping, tsunami mapping, volcanism activity across the world and in India. Landslide kahan possible hai, soft rocks, steep rocks. Ye aapka classic applied wala conclusion ho gaya. My end of the answer was that if I know all the plate boundaries and the features, I can know a lot about the landforms of the Earth. However, To know all the landforms, I also need to know denudation. That's my theme. I'm going beyond what was asked. एक का summary type है और एक है going beyond. तो going beyond में 2 स्टेप आगे ले जाइए आप उसको. All within 2-3 sentences. इससे ज्यादा नहीं चलेगा. And third I said is make it applied. Oh yes, you can. आप ये तीनों कंबाइन कर सकते हो. जितना ज्यादा कंपैक्ट करोगे ना, उतना ज्यादा राइटिंग स्किल्स चाहिए आपको. लिखो, लिखवाते हैं अभी आपको. I'm combining all the 3 together. Write down. Therefore, tectonics and the plate boundary interactions help us understand most of the landforms and processes that shape and influence the Earth's crust. Next, but for comprehensive understanding of all landforms and landscapes, denudational processes have to be added to tectonics understanding. The relevance of such study, next sentence, the relevance of such study is valuable in understanding the geomorphological hazards and vulnerability mapping of a region. Understanding the geomorphological hazards and vulnerability mapping of a region, such as those related to earthquakes, landslides, tsunami vulnerability, volcanic disasters, among others. Just you mention the keywords and beyond. आपको ऐसे नहीं लिखना है.